The Pittsburgh Steelers have always been known for their hard-nosed football and storied franchise history. But lately, there's been a growing sense of frustration around the team's quarterback situation. And it's coming from none other than Steelers legend Terry Bradshaw, who is calling out the organization for their handling of former first-round pick Kenny Pickett. In a recent bold statement, Bradshaw said what many fans and analysts have been quietly thinking. The Steelers did not do enough to build around Kenny Pickett. But now, as Pickett is preparing for a fresh start with the Cleveland Browns, what went wrong in Pittsburgh? And what does this mean for the future of the Steelers and their quarterback dilemma? Let's take it back to 2022, when the Steelers decided to roll with Pickett as their starting quarterback. After a promising college career at Pitt, Pickett entered the league as the number 20 overall pick. The expectations were high. He was, after all, the future of the franchise. But fast forward 2 years, and Pickett's time in Pittsburgh is over. His numbers aren't terrible. He's got 4,474 passing yards, 13 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions across 25 games as a starter. Not bad, but certainly not the elite performance the Steelers were hoping for from a first-round pick. In the end, Pickett went 14-10 as a starter, a respectable record, but not enough to secure long-term stability in Pittsburgh. And now, as we approach the 2025 season, the Steelers are making headlines again. But this time, it's for their decision to bring in Aaron Rodgers as their new starting quarterback. But it raises the question, why couldn't Pickett make it work in Pittsburgh? Enter Terry Bradshaw, the Hall of Fame legend who knows a thing or two about playing quarterback for the Steelers. Bradshaw has never been shy about voicing his opinion, and this time, he's not holding back. On a recent podcast, Bradshaw expressed his frustration with how the Steelers handled Pickett's development, or more accurately, how they didn't handle it. Bradshaw didn't mince words when it came to the Steelers' treatment of Pickett. In a Q&A on the To The Point Home Services podcast, he said, "Steelers getting rid of Kenny Pickett, a first-rounder, got rid of him after 2 years, and they're still looking for a quarterback. They didn't even do anything to build around him." That's a strong statement from a guy who knows exactly how tough it is to lead an NFL team, especially when you don't have the right support system. Bradshaw went on to explain that he's always believed first-round quarterbacks have the potential to succeed if they're surrounded by the right team. He pointed to the success of quarterbacks like Baker Mayfield, who found a new life with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers after struggling in Cleveland, and Sam Darnold, who revitalized his career with the Minnesota Vikings before joining the Seattle Seahawks. But what does Bradshaw see in the Steelers' situation? They failed to build around Pickett, and that's where things start to unravel. The Steelers, a team with a rich history, simply didn't give their young quarterback the tools to succeed. In 2022, the Steelers missed the playoffs. In 2023, they barely scraped in. While George Pickens emerged as a breakout receiver, posting over 1,000 yards, and Najee Harris had a solid year rushing for 1,035 yards, it was clear that the team was still missing something. And then, there's the offensive line, perhaps the biggest issue of all. Bradshaw was quick to point out that the Steelers didn't do enough to protect Pickett. Despite the team's commitment to the running game, their offensive line simply wasn't up to par. Without solid protection up front, Pickett was forced to scramble more often than not, with no real weapons on the outside to help him succeed. Bradshaw didn't hold back when he said, "They didn't protect him. They didn't get him an offensive line. He had no wide receivers to speak of." And that's the harsh reality for a quarterback. If you can't protect him, he can't do his job effectively. For Pickett, it was like trying to play chess with one hand tied behind your back. Now, as we look ahead to the 2025 NFL season, Pickett is no longer a Steeler. He's now a Cleveland Brown, joining the roster to compete for the starting quarterback job. And while it's unfortunate to see Pickett leave Pittsburgh, there's also a sense of opportunity. In Cleveland, Pickett has the chance to start fresh, with a new team and potentially a new supporting cast. If the Browns can give him the protection and weapons he didn't get in Pittsburgh, maybe, just maybe, he can tap into that first-round potential we saw in him back at Pitt. But for the Steelers, the question remains, did they give up on their future too soon? With Aaron Rodgers now leading the charge, the Steelers are looking to move forward. But it's clear that the Pickett situation is a blemish on their recent quarterback decisions. So, Steelers fans, Browns fans, and NFL followers alike, what do you think? Did Pittsburgh mishandle Pickett's development, or was it just time for a change? Will Aaron Rodgers be the answer in Pittsburgh, or will this just be another chapter in the Steelers' ongoing quarterback saga? Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed the breakdown, subscribe for more NFL insights, and share it with your friends who love a good football debate. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.